All right, along the lines of clouds, one of the activities that I love to do with my students is called Cloud in a Bottle. And this is where you tell the kids that you're going to create a cloud in the bottle. Now, prior to school, prior to them coming in, you want them to believe that you've put water in here. Water will work, but I will tell you that you get a much, much better demonstration if you use the alcohol. This is 70%. You don't have to go and spend, of course, with COVID, who knows if you can find it. But so if you don't have the alcohol, then you'll need to have a little bit of water. But you don't use a lot at all in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour this alcohol down in here, and that's going to be the water that's going to condensate for the clouds. And then you're going to put pressure. Now this also goes along with high pressure and low pressure. Thank you. I couldn't get the top off. Okay.
Yeah.
It's good enough though. That's all we need. Okay. That's about all you need, and I'll show you up close to the camera. I think I've had my alcohol bottle for quite some time in my classroom, but if you can see that there's just a little bit down in there, okay? Now, one of the things that you want to make sure you do is you want to roll it around and get the wall of the bottle covered in it. So what I do is I pour some of this into a cup and tell them I'm just going to pour this liquid in here and tell them it's water. So yeah, water works, but this works way better. Okay, so once it is completely no more in the bottom and you've pretty much got it going around the sides, what you're going to do is you're going to create high pressure. Now, the way I do this demonstration is I don't say a word to them. I come in and I tell them that the essential question or focus question is a surprise, and I just come in and I pour what they think is water in. I do like this so they see that you can squeeze the bottle, and then I start to pump. I'm going to hold this top down pretty heavy because the pressure is going to build up, and when the top pops off, you get a cloud. And so you want to pump it until you can't pump anymore. And they can see the cloud. Put this up against my shirt. You can push it out. And what's really cool is that if you look up close, you can show them that, clouds are always moving, and you can see inside this cloud. And then I go, but wait, put this back on. I pump, and the cloud disappears. Now, I don't say anything to them, and I show them again. This is now hard. I can't squeeze it. I walk around and show it to them. At this point, the students will journal what they think is happening. Now, they know we're learning about weather, so some of them are right on target. They see that that's a cloud. Some of them think it's steam, and we talk about there's no heat right here. But I do eventually explain to them that when it's high pressure, let me go ahead and get alcohol everywhere. When it's high pressure, right now it's low pressure, so there's a little bit of cloud in there, but high pressure in the atmosphere is a clear day. There's no clouds. That's why we have high pressure. There's no room for clouds. There's no room for clouds inside this bottle because it's a high pressure day. But if a low pressure system were to move in, there's clouds. And that's why low pressure systems bring on storms and clouds. And it's one of the things that I teach when I'm teaching about clouds. And then I can pull this out again and remind them about high pressure and low pressure when we talk about storms and high pressure and low pressure systems. So one of the things that I do like to do is I usually try to get an assistant because it can be very difficult to hold this while you're pumping. Your assistant needs to have these because these right here have popped off before. So you'd have somebody come on in and you would hold this like this. And this way you're making sure that it doesn't pop off onto your, somewhere that, onto you or your assistant. Okay, when they're done,
You tell me when.
we're done, yeah.
Okay.
You back off and you just let it pop. And then they get to see the clouds. And what's really cool is it's wet and it's cold. And isn't that what it takes to make a cloud? And that is cloud in a bottle. Now, then I have them write about what they actually saw and what actually happened. Writing is very important I know particularly for my district. So one of the things that I do is we have a writing project, and I get a book. This is David Weisner. He's a Caldecott winning author. And he likes to do books without words, very few words if there are any. But this is a book about clouds, and you look at the story, you can imagine what's going on. If you look at each page, basically this young boy is going on a field trip to the Empire State Building, and he goes to the top and he meets a cloud, and the cloud takes him to Sector 7, which is where they make clouds. And the clouds tell him that they don't want to look like regular clouds anymore, that they want to look like fish or whatever, and he shapes them. And anyway, the story goes on. But the cool part is I tell the kids, write a story. Write the story as if you were going to go read it to first graders. That use some vocabulary from our weather unit. Maybe cloud types. There's a whole bunch of instances in here where you've got different types of clouds. There's some that, there's a sign in here that talks about the clouds and what type of weather they bring. There's a lot of cute little things that are very true in here that they can use the weather vocabulary on. And so they just write the story. It doesn't have to be, I usually tell them a sentence per page would be good. You're not looking for anything crazy, but if you have devices, having them type it is way easier to grade. But this is Sector 7. He also has a book called Tuesday, and that would be great for your animal unit. So I just wanted to let you know this is what I do with this book. A lot of kids really enjoy this activity.